Good morning, everyone, and Ellen, welcome. Ellen Francois served as Development Director for the Daughters of Wisdom in 2004. She became an Associate of Wisdom in 2009. During this period, Ellen learned about our wisdom spirituality and acquired an ardent love for wisdom. As a result, Ellen was a part of the founding spirit that created Fire in Our Hearts, now an online spiritual outreach ministry that continues to this very day. Ellen worked in marketing, communications, and advertising in the financial services industry in New York City for 20 years before leaving to pursue a master's degree in theology at the Franciscan School of Theology, Berkeley, California. While working in NYC, Ellen also volunteered in various parish ministries, such as RCIA and other small faith groups. Currently a member of the First Congregational Church of Montclair, New Jersey, Ellen participates in her church's women's spirituality group and contributes to her church community's spiritual programming. She treasures the friends and relationships she has made through all these spiritual communities that she's been involved with. Ellen loves a good conversation about Celtic spirituality, eco-spirituality, and the role that spirituality can play in healing from trauma. And so we welcome you to be with us this morning, Ellen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne. It's good to be here, and good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is having good weather today. Last month, Sister Pat Torrey introduced us to this year's Discover Wisdom theme with quotes from Pope Francis's latest teaching on creation entitled Laudato Deum, translated simply as Praise God. That was introduced on October 4th of last year, which is the feast day of St. Francis of Assisi. In her presentation, Sister Pat asked us to consider what it means to think of Earth as our home. She described wisdom's role in creation and asked us to think about how wisdom's part in creation might change our relationship to Earth. As participants spoke, each one revealed their relationship with a particular aspect of creation and a much more intimate perspective of our relationship to Earth arose. It began sounding like a relationship with love at its core. Sister Pat reminded us, it is love that keeps us together. Today, I'll be speaking about two aspects of Pope Francis's latest teaching. Specifically, what about creation causes us despair today? And what causes us to hope in the future of our planet? In Laudato Deum, Pope Francis outlines in very stark terms the predicament now facing us since his encyclical Laudato Si was published in 2015. One by one, Francis speaks to the failure of the world's leaders and its people to adequately and seriously take up the challenges of climate change and reveals his heartfelt concerns about our suffering planet and about the care of our common home. He admits that the world's responses to his encyclical Laudato Si, which was a call to action on behalf of our planet, has not been adequate, while the world in which we live is collapsing and may be nearing the breaking point. We will see its effects, he says, in the areas of healthcare, sources of employment, access to resources, housing, and forced migration. The causes of our predicament cover the roles of disinformation, misinformation, an understanding of human life reduced to technological and economic views, and the human abuse of power, such that a value of the love of power over the power of love prevails in our world. So you may ask, is there any hope for planet Earth? there is always hope. That has been the message of just about every divinity and every religion that has ever caught the imagination of the diverse peoples of Earth. In chapter 24, verse 18, the writer of the Wisdom of Jesus ben Sirach wrote, I am the mother of true love, wonder, knowledge, and holy hope. Beyond time, I am yet given to time, a gift to all my children, to all that he has named. In this time that we find ourselves in, surely wisdom's gifts to us of love, wonder, knowledge, and holy hope will guide our path. At the very beginning of his exhortation, Praise God, Pope Francis reminds us of Jesus' sensitivity to his Father's creatures when he quotes from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 28 to 29. Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not clothed like one of these. And from Luke chapter 12, verse 6, are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten in God's sight. And who can forget that same quote from God? God has counted every hair on our heads. As Christians and human beings, we must ask ourselves, in whom can we trust? In whom can we hope? Our leaders in government, in business, religious institutions? Some of you may be familiar with the daily meditations of Richard Rohr from the Center for Action and Contemplation, or I'll be calling it CAC for short, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. These are available online. The theme of these meditations for 2024 is radical resilience. Each quarter will feature a meditation on an aspect of this theme. The first quarter of 2024 will feature meditations on engaging a world on fire. CAC's Richard Rohr and Brian McLaren teach that in this world, the flames of unjust societies, humanitarian disasters, and ecological crises flicker all around us. Contemplation, they tell us, shapes radical resistance as a way to choose love and peace over anger, denial, and despair. Imagining a better future, they write, begins by finding it within ourselves, because only then can we help others tend their own inner flame. Hope for planet Earth resides here, practicing radical resilience through contemplation and the lives we are called to live in this radical time. In the CAC's video on radical resistance, Dean of their faculty, Brian McLaren, says that resilience is the capacity to withstand and recover from hardship or difficulty. It's the ability to bounce back and into shape after you've been bent down, beaten, or knocked over. He compared this ability to the flexibility of many trees in Florida, where he lives, to bend over and sway with hurricane-force winds in order to survive. His favorite tree is the gumbo limbo tree that lets branches break off to keep the trunk secure and the tree alive. They remind him, he said, to travel light in life and let go of things that are not important. I can tell you from my own experience that my greatest life teacher has been loss. The loss of loved ones, both human and animal, the loss of jobs, the loss of financial security, to name just a few. Among the things that loss has taught me are what to keep and what to let go of in my life. Like McLaren's gumbo limbo tree, my life experience has taught me the importance of traveling light. The catastrophes facing all of us are extraordinary, They are fearsome. But we must remember the words of Jesus to his disciples before he left them. Greater things than I have done, you will do. How is this possible? Because we have been told that all things are possible with God. Faith in a God that is love itself poured out in creation of an infinite universe with infinite galaxies can certainly make our transformations possible. As you think about that, I have a choice you have of two questions. Um, any answer any one or any part of them you want. The first is this: thinking back on your life, what experiences have been transformative for you and how? I'll repeat that. Thinking back on your life, what experiences or experience have been transformative for you and how? Or, in light of your life experiences, in whom or in what do you hope? Again, in light of your life experiences, in whom or in what do you hope?